Hello students, welcome to yet another session of political science. We were earlier discussing about the chapter legislature. We tried to understand that how the powers of the Rajya Sabha are different from the powers of Lok Sabha. Now let us continue our discussion further. We are going to discuss that how bills come to existence or how does a bill becomes a law. For that purpose, children, there are sometimes inputs given by the people. These people might be common people, they might be farmers, they might be political leaders, they might be some officials or so on. And many times there are recommendations from the committees or the parliament. In total, there are 24 committees of our parliament. These committees are formed under Article 118 first clause, and these committees are generally being organized for a term of 1 year. So sometimes these committees also put forward their recommendations where the specialists related to various fields are working. When these people's input and committees reports are there, then the introduction of the bill can be done in either houses, either it is Lok Sabha, either the Rajya Sabha, but an essential thing is that bill should be a non-money bill. In case of a money bill, that bill can only and only be originated, evolved or introduced through the Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha has no role here. Then there are basically two types of bill. When we say a bill can be introduced in either houses, there are two types. One is the government bill. When the member of the ruling party in the Lok Sabha brings the bill, then it is known as a government bill. She might be a simple member of the party, she might be a cabinet minister or a part of the council of ministers. And the other criteria is private members bill. Any person who is not the member of the ruling party is known as the private member. He or she might be a member of Lok Sabha from the opposition party. He or she might be a member of Rajya Sabha. So, such a bill is known as a private members bill. Again, as I told you, there are two varieties of money bill. So, this money bill can only and only be brought into Lok Sabha by the government, by the ruling government, specifically by the finance minister. Another criteria is of non-money money bills. They might be ordinary bills. They might be some bills related to constitutional amendments. So if it is an ordinary bill, then no issue. But if it is a constitutional amendment bill, again special majority is required. That is 2/3 of the members present and voting, along with 50% consent of the states. Then when the bill is introduced in either of the houses, the next stage is the house may accept or reject the report if it is being brought by the committees. And if in case the report is being accepted, then the house goes for its first reading, where the bill is introduced in front of its members. Second reading, there is a discussion by the committees in a thorough manner. So, the second reading is also known as the committee's recommendation meeting, or it is also known as miniature legislatures. These committees. Why? Because these committees have a lot of debate, discussion, researches ongoing for this. So, this is the second reading. Moreover, the points which were overlooked, they are being added here. Then the house goes for the third reading, where the final draft is being brought and a voting is being conducted. It might be an oral one, it might be a written vote. If it is a secretive vote, so it might be written also. So these three processes are there. Long discussions, many debates, arguments take place till the time of the third reading. If in the third reading this bill is being approved by the members of the house, then what is done? Then the next stage takes place. The bill is sent to the other house. If it has originated in the Lok Sabha, then it is forwarded to Rajya Sabha. If the bill has originated in the Rajya Sabha, then it is sent to the Lok Sabha. Then again the same process. First reading, second reading, third reading. And suppose in any of the cases there are more recommendations, then what will happen? The next house will add the recommendation and send it again to the first house. Then the first house will again have the first reading, the second reading and the third reading. If it is approved there once again, then only it will come to the other house. Then again they will have first reading, second reading, third reading. That is why it is said in Indian Parliament, specifically a lot of time is wasted in debates and discussions. Then, if the second house also approves, if the voting is in the favor of the bill, then it's well and good. If there is a conflict between both the houses, then what will be done? The President of India will call for a joint session of the Parliament. And here both the houses will sit together, they will chit chat, they will debate, they will discuss about their conflicts on that specific issue. When these issues are being resolved, when there is no matter left out, then finally the bill is sent to the President for his approval. If it is a money bill, then the President has no say. If it is the money bill, then the Rajya Sabha also has no say. They can keep it for 14 days, and even if they pass it or don't pass it, it is considered that the bill is being approved. If there is any recommendation, then Rajya Sabha can give those suggestions. If there is any suggestion by the President of India, then the Lok Sabha looks into it in the case of money bill. Why? Because the President is the first citizen of the country, so his advice is being taken on a serious note. But it is not mandatory on Lok Sabha to take suggestions either from the Rajya Sabha, either from the President of India if it is a money bill. But if it is an ordinary bill or a constitutional amendment bill, then the case is different. Once the President has approved, he puts on his signatures, then and then only a bill becomes a law. So you can see that the journey of an issue or a bill to becoming a law is quite a long, tiring and tedious one. But definitely both houses have very important role to play. There are various perceptions kept into considerations, there are various visions kept into consideration, and that is the key spirit of our democracy. And because of these long debates and discussions, there is very less room of making errors in a democratic system. So this much for today. Next we will be discussing in our next class that how does the parliament controls the executive. By the time, stay safe and keep reading.